Here's what I like. Laying on the beach with sunlight in my eyes, laughing with my friends under the sky, following our hearts so then
Hey guys, I hope you're ready for some super satisfying spring decluttering and deep cleaning today. We are getting rid of so much stuff, especially in the garage and our school room. And it feels so good to finally clear the clutter and reset these spaces. If you're ready to declutter with me and get some motivation, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and let's get started. Right before I shot this scene, I went through all of my daughter's 3 bins of stuffed animals with her. We went through all the things, and I was really surprised at how much she was willing to let go. We did keep a few that fit into a smaller bin, but look right here. This is all stuffed animals. Unfortunately, we left the lid off to a couple of our bins, and I think perhaps a rat got inside the bin and chewed up some stuffed animals. I didn't see any rat poop, but we didn't want to risk donating them just in case that there might have been a rat inside the stuffed animals, and rats can spread disease. Now I'm going through all of my kids dress up clothes. We've had these for multiple years, probably 10 plus years, and it has accumulated over the years. My kids are now at a point in their life where they don't play dress up anymore, and my youngest was ready to let it go. So I'm just going through my garage cabinets here, just kind of seeing what we can purge. I've already done a couple purges in the garage in the past, so now I'm just really being more ruthless about things that I know for sure we're not keeping and don't need. So it doesn't look too bad, but it's always a process. When you're decluttering, it's sometimes you have to do it in multiple phases. So this is one of many garage declutters that I've done over the last couple years or few years of living here. So now we are just being honest about what's left that we're not using. And I'm pretty sure I've done a garage declutter probably even prior to this, maybe a few months ago. So I was for sure certain that the time will tell stuff that we left in there was not going to be used. So we were feeling really good about letting things go, or at least I was and my daughter was. So, and then my older kids, they don't care about any of this stuff. So here I am going to give you some decluttering tips. So I have 3 baskets right here, and I'm going through separating out things that we're selling, things we're going to donate. And that is kind of how I did it. But also this particular day, it felt so overwhelming. And in the garage like this, it's just a bunch of stuff all thrown together. So it's kind of more complicated to get started when you're in an overwhelming space. So what I decided to do is that I needed to figure out to get some things out immediately. So I needed movement. So on this particular day, what I first really started to do was run up my van, and I started putting things in the back of the trunk that needed to go to the dump, things that could not be donated. So I knew for sure that stuff was going to be out. So what I did, instead of making piles, I just immediately started to fill up my van of all the stuff. And then I also did do a donation run as well. So I filled up the back of the van with dump stuff, and then behind my driver's seat, I filled up with donation stuff. So that felt really good, filling up the van. It was super full. And once that was full, I just ran all that, took care of that day. And then I just continued to find things that I could donate or sell. And so I spent a whole week trying to list things and sell it. And sometimes sometimes I have the bandwidth to sell, and other times I don't. And I just have to get out of the house and donate, which is A-okay with me. So if you have the bandwidth to list things and sell, go for it. If not, just get it out of your house. Now I was going through all my books. This was a different day. I took everything off the shelf, gave it a good dust down, went through every single book, and decided what I was wanting to sell, what I was wanting to donate, and what I was wanting to keep. This cabinet, I was taking some time thinking about what I needed to get rid of because I already went through this cabinet not too long ago, and I decided there were a few things I could pull from here, but there wasn't a whole lot, but there were a couple of things. One thing I noticed after I have done a couple declutters is how much easier it is to keep the house clean. And it's also easier to clean the house, meaning it's just not cluttered. So it's easier to actually get in and do the deep cleaning. And it's been very nice lately. It hasn't been a whole lot of things to clean, and it's just been amazing. Now I am moving on to our school slash art cabinet. In this cabinet, it's just cluttered and has lots of different things. As you saw right there, we have multiple scissors and we only really need one or two pairs. So I decided to purge the rest. I'm going through everything, pencils that are just done, things that are broken, markers that don't work. So I was going through everything and just separating out what's getting tossed and what we're keeping. And then while I was doing that, I was just organizing the rest of the stuff so I could put it back in. But we got rid of a lot in this cabinet. There's just so many things in here that we didn't need, didn't use. Like we had some old paint sets in there that were probably about 10 years old. When I declutter, I like to take everything out of the space and lay it out before me. And the first thing I go through is finding all the trash, the things that we don't want to keep. And then the second thing I do is look for anything that I can donate that I'm not throwing away. And then the third thing is to categorize everything and then organize. It has officially have been a few days and I have some piles going on for donations in the garage and some things I was trying to sell, but it's been a week and I think what sold is going to be sold. So I have some decisions to make. Some things are really special to me, like my books, even though I know we're not using them anymore, we're not going to reuse them, but they're still like hold a sentimental value in my heart. But I don't want to hold on to them either, because it's not serving me holding on to them, other than they hold a special place in my heart. But also, it's not serving a purpose for the books just sitting on the shelf not being used. So I'm definitely ready to pass them on. That's kind of why I was trying to sell them, because at least then I feel like I get some value back from the books. But some have sold, and there are some that I don't care about as much. I'm fine with just donating. But then there are a couple pieces that still I have, like, I'm surprised they haven't sold. So what I think I'm going to do with those pieces that are a little bit more special to me, I'm going to donate them my local homeschool charter. They have a library there, so if I donate the books there, it goes back to all the homeschool families. They're borrowed books when homeschool families go and check them out. And there's still a chance, if I ever like felt like, oh man, I wish I had that book still, I could possibly go back to that library and check out my own books that I donated. So, and it's funny because I probably will never end up doing that, but that's kind of how our brains work sometime, right? We're just not sure if we're done with something, if we're going to use it again, and then years go by and we haven't touched the thing, and we probably most likely won't touch the thing. And often the times, this is interesting, that I have gotten rid of something and I actually go back to say, where is that thing I'm looking for? What is that? Where is that thing that I need? And I realize, oh, I donated it. There's like a moment of regret for a split second, but usually when I'm looking for that thing to use it that specific day, it was a one-off. It was like something I had like an interest in all of a sudden, like a creativity idea or something I want to make that I normally don't make in the kitchen. That probably just a one-off. I'll probably make the thing and never go back to making it again. Those, it's fine. It's like, okay, yeah, bummer, I can't do it because I don't have it anymore. And then it goes away. And then I don't even care. Like, because I'm not looking to use it constantly. And the times that maybe I have found something and used it once, it just goes back to not being used for months and years. So anyways, let's get into showing you what I have to get rid of. I think I'm going to do two things. One, I'm going to make a group of donations that is going to my local Goodwill. And then there is going to be another group of things I'm going to set aside and then place it in a special area in my car, because the homeschool charter library van will be coming in about a week. So if I get it into my van, set the date on my calendar and put reminders on, then it's already loaded up in the car, ready to go, and all I have to do is drive out to wherever that van is going. Usually it's a local park, and just drop off my books, and then I'll feel pretty good about it because it's there if I need it. But I'm not going to need it, but it's just kind of a comforting feeling, right? Knowing that it's going to a place where lots of families can use it. That makes me pretty happy. So, all right, let's get into it. This is my pile inside the garage. So, I have it pretty messy and scattered right now because I have just been kind of throwing things out here. And there's just some things that it's really difficult for me because I'm taking a loss like in a brand new boxes. So I might try to find someone, like a friend, that could use a couple brand new things that maybe would benefit them. And then over here is more of my mostly trash pile. I need to sort through a couple things and pull them out. They're in the wrong pile. But other than that, let me take you inside the house and show you what's left. I'm doing this right now in this part of the video because I don't want to continue on with spring cleaning or anything else until the stuff is gone and removed from my visual sight.
I think it's been really throwing me off for this whole week. I have not been doing a whole lot. And it feels good to rest, and we need to rest every once in a while, but I'm ready to get back in action. I think what's really stopping me is these messes that I've created, these little piles. It's like in the back of my mind saying, hey, I need to be taken care of. So I'm going to take care of those things today. I have one small pile. I'm showing you my books that are in the house, the ones that I was talking about that are very dear to me because I love books. But anyways, let me show you. Here are all the books that I am trying to sell but going to donate. And this is what I have left, which doesn't look like a whole lot. And there's a reason for that. One, I want to create empty space. And two, I only want to keep the books on the shelf that we are currently still using and going through currently in this season right now. But it feels good to have empty white space. It feels clean. It's easier to clean. So it's time for me to get to work. Let's get all these things out of my house and into my van in 2 separate piles. So I know which ones I'm donating right away and the other ones I'm waiting to donate later.
Hands for my feet break, but I wait, I wait.
Okay, it is yet another day, and today it's kind of one of those things where you kind of needed a checklist, because when you first get started with cleaning and decluttering and spring cleaning, sometimes you just have to get started, and that's what exactly I did. I just got started cleaning areas that I noticed needed help. But sometimes like you end up in a little bit of a block. Like, you know, there's stuff that needs to be done, but you're not really feeling as motivated or don't know where to start. And that's why I created a checklist. This is literally just a notepad written down with my checklist of things that I noticed needs to be taken care of. So today I'm just going to be going down my checklist. If you would like to make a checklist also and write down the things that are needing to be done eventually, maybe even today, maybe next week, I highly encourage you to make your own checklist on your piece of paper or notepad or something. So I am not doing everything on my checklist today, and some things I've already done. Like I did a garage declutter, I decluttered my schoolroom and books. So those things are done. Now we're gonna get back into deep cleaning. I'm going to focus now in my living room space next to our schoolroom. I noticed there are some things that need to be done, like the couches are filthy, so those need to be deep cleaned. But I also noticed the blinds need to be cleaned in this room. So I'm going to work my way from the top to the bottom, as well as I have some things not in this area. I want to clean the outside windows, so those are also on my to-do list, and I will take you guys along with me. I encourage you to put this on the TV and clean with me if you have something to do. Let's just do it together and get it done.
There's something about your face, can't stop looking your way. What do you do to me? You make it hard to breathe. Ooh. I'm tired of the people that talk about nothing, and I'm not wasting this moment. Even say much. Let our lips touch. I will stay with you until the end. Meet me in the dark. I want you close to me. You give me what I need. Leave everyone behind. You're all I think about. I'm tired of the people that talk about nothing, and I'm not wasting this moment. Even though I know that letting you go would be crazy. Thinking, no, I want you for myself. I don't need anybody else. Wanna leave this place. Meet me in the dark where we can both hide. No one's gonna steal our time again. We don't have to say much. Let our lips touch. I will stay with you until the end. Meet me in the dark.
Now I'm just going through these baskets of shoes. These shoes have honestly been sitting in here probably for at least a year without being touched. So I'm just putting everything here in this other basket, and I'm going to take it out to the garage and see what shoes still fit my oldest. since we're going to be deep cleaning the couches today, I wanted to dust everything in this room from top to bottom. That's why I'm doing the staircases here. And next I'll be doing the piano right here in this shot. So I just want to make sure that everything is dusted off and ready to go because dust does float around. And I wanted to make sure when I start deep cleaning the couches that everything has already been dusted and prepared or prepped for the deep cleaning of the couches.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just gotta knock some vibes. Striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer night, this summer night. Sleeping in the back of a van, roaming in the wilderness. We don't ever need a plan. We'll be alright, just you and I. Singing from the top of our lungs, dancing by the lakeside. Gonna do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer night, this summer night. This summer night, this summer night. Someday we will look back and our hearts will be whole again. I want to remember all that happened to us. 'Cause I wanna drive.
The last thing I did for this week was to take these screens off my house and give them a good spray down. And then I went into deep cleaning the windows with this Windex window spray stuff. I really like it because you can spray on the solution that it comes with, and then it has a rinse feature. So when you rinse it off, it doesn't leave streaks. So it's super helpful when you have a 2-story house. You can reach up to the second story, not worrying about it streaking. But it does a really good job getting the dust and dirt off. I've been doing this for years, and it's the best simple solution I found out there.
Through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night.
while I was in the backyard, I decided to clean off this table. It was just piled up with kid stuff, towels, trash, and I'm just going around now picking up, putting everything in this bag, and then taking it where it belongs. But this space was well overdue. It wasn't really that big of a deal either to clean up. It was pretty quick, but it just never was done until this day. I think it was like months like this. So, all right, well, I am now just finishing up this video, putting back on the pillows that I washed. Thank you guys so much for being here. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to stick around, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Here's what I like. Laying on the beach with sunlight in my eyes. Laughing with my friends under the sky. Following our hearts, so then we take a ride.